Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at Max0r's An Incorrect Review of Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I've had a little exposure to Max0r, specifically his incorrect review of Genshin. I'm not saying his editing style is like a literal bag of catnip dangled in front of my face going, here, catch all the references, and I'm literally just a chained up tiger going, pretty lights. I don't know where this metaphor is going, but it's basically how I felt after I did the last video. There was things popping all over the place, and I have no idea what the fuck's going on. So we're going to jump in and do it again. Otherwise, you guys know the deal. There's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. And when you're done, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get started. Seizure warning. This video has some flashing lights. Oh yeah, just a few. Wait. Yeah, Family Guy. But what was that other one back there? Oh no. Oh, I want to believe this is like some kind of fucked up Gary's mod, but no, this is a picture someone took. Who would do this? Oh, I don't do computer design. I don't do building your own PC. I'm way too much of a klutz to do that without accidentally going to try and insert the motherboard and then snapping it in half because I bent wrong and then sat on it. How that would happen? Let's just say I'm not coordinated. I've dropped a few things and money was wasted. Yeah. So we're going to just ignore that.
Cyberpunk 2077
How'd they get a car
is a
up there?
long-awaited sequel to Fallout 2076, and as a product represents the entire economic output of
That hurts. I mean, I've played this game up until maybe the first 3 hours, and then it decided, hey, you don't get to actually move from this spot again without the game crashing. Also, we've accidentally deleted all the characters you need to finish this quest line. It's mainly a part of the story, so you're never moving on again. I'm not saying it's a broken game, but this already hurts.
the country of Poland. In this game, you play as the Cyberpunk, Keanu Reeves' biggest fan, who creates a total of Keanu Reeves that haunts him for the duration of the game. Now a team, the true and shadow Keanu strive to eke out a living in the dangerous yet rewarding Night City, offering the very best in Californian living conditions. Together, you navigate the dark streets, glitzing high-rises, and mangled faces of this beautiful metropolis, seeking riches and glory as proud members of Hamas. Under the yoke of crushing poverty, systematic oppression, and runaway monopolies, you stand as Night City's final bastion.
Did they... I saw a Comcast, of course, but were there others in there?
Faces of
it just feels like that's a bit of a call-out.
Seeking riches and glory as proud members of Hamas.
Oh yeah, they said Hamas and they showed the video. I just...
Under the yoke of crushing...
Yeah, alright, what were the corporations? I know I saw a Comcast. That's the obvious one, and yeah... Is that a horse? Is that a lady running towards a horse? I was going to say it's Red Dead Redemption, but no, that doesn't look like it. And then I was going to say maybe it's Metal Gear 5, but no, I don't think there's any ladies with the hat and just a random ponytail. What the hell? Oh, it's all Comcast. It's called Comcast all the way down. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
You stand as Night City's final bastion of defense against the shady underworld of business executives, mercenaries, and cats, and every single kind of ethnicity in existence, daring to strike back.
You know, I was going to make a joke about how ethnicity in existence, that there's a VTuber, but you know what? In a fully cyberpunk environment, that actually makes perfect sense, and in hindsight, it's kind of weird that wasn't actually a thing in the game itself. I know they're talking about, like, AIs are a very futuristic thing and kind of scary still because reasons, but also kind of makes sense for a VTuber to be a big thing. How come that wasn't? This was in development hell, and then they rushed it, and they didn't really get it in time. It was right before the VTuber wave really kicked off. You know, if they had taken their time, we would have had VTubers in this. That's actually a little disappointing.
It's up to you, and you alone,
oh God, the eyes.
You and Keanu Reeves, to navigate this scary world together yourself, and to get to the bottom of who, the, when, is where, on top of the six, the near, whenever, and build this city on rock and roll. But to understand Cyberpunk 2077,
I hate how that last part isn't a joke. Yeah, because the entire subplot that I never found out if it went anywhere, where Johnny had a band. Also, he immediately dropped a show to go be a freedom fighter, terrorist, rebel. he does music, and then it doesn't really come up. And maybe it did later, but again, the game kind of just decided, no, you don't get to move beyond this point. I'm still salty about that.
7. You must understand the world of Night City.
It crashed. That's the world. Also, I can never drive a car more than 3 blocks.
The internet no longer exists due to nuclear viruses, forcing people to stand up and socialize for entertainment. This has far-reaching consequences on society and has resulted in decadent morass where the poor are forced to rob for fun. Crime is at an all-time high. Advertisements are in the water, and on top of that, everybody is a cyborg with the equivalent speed of a fucking xenomorph. As a result, the city is populated by a series of stereotypical gangs that you can't join or have quests with. Come on, guys, even Todd got this right. These consist of the animals who are buff, B-rated.
Oh shit. It's basically a Cyberpunk Skyrim, but not as good. That feels so weird. Or more just slightly less bad Fallout. Yeah,
Broskies who can break my bitch of a back without busting a fucking breath. Maelstrommers who are Adeptus Mechanicus. Moxes who are ethical cock destroyers and suited up giga prostitutes in charge of worker co-op strip clubs. The Voodoo Boys who are pissed off radical Haitian separatists dedicated to the destruction of the white man. Tiger Claws who are the bargain bin Yakuza. Valentinos, a generic Hispanic gang who, according to...
It took me a while to remember what any of these were, because I remember playing through a lot of the missions about this, like, hey, here's all the random gangs. We're going to say have affiliations and no one cares. Nobody cares. You're just going to shoot them on sight. I forgot they were different gangs. And also the random Asian one, of course, is the VTuber. They throw it in there. Yeah, it's like, hey, we have slightly different skinned bad guys for you to shoot that you then ignore because the game crashed. I'm still stuck on that.
To the wiki, have no goals other than seducing women. The 6th Street gang who are just groypers.
That is a very ugly mug. Also, does he have a chin at all? Oh, that is a terrible picture. Poor bastard. Ugh. And this gang's entire thing was, oh, actually, cool rims. I'll give him that. Also, is that the batteries in the tire? Of course it is.
Who, according to the wiki, have
seducing
no goals
women.
other than seducing women. The 6th Street gang who are...
Republican dance? The Stick Street gang? Careful, Padre, you never know what got a barrel of your 6. You neither shit bucket. What? Whatever.
Just groypers. And finally, the Scabs, who are Slavic vaporwave enthusiasts that specialize in kidnapping and harvesting your organs.
Oh yeah, that was that opening group that I kind of ignored again.
I could only interact with these gangs about 3 times each. Their primary purpose is to be repeatedly fucked with without any consequence. I am simply fucking surprised that not even a basic faction system exists. I once did a favor for a corporate agent in the main quest, and the far-reaching consequences of my decision was that I had sex with her. That's it. Speaking of corporations, Night City...
The fuck? Okay, so I didn't play that quest that way. I did not realize that was an option. Also, really? That lady? I'm not saying I'm judging anyone who would go for that, but it's less the physicality and more just she was kind of a, I'd say bitch, but I'd be insulting bitches. Yeah, she was, how do you put this in a way that's YouTube friendly? She is the equivalent of birth control for people after they're born. They then introduce birth control to themselves, repeatedly to the head at velocity. And they consider it the safer option than anything to do with touching that. Oh, she was such a horrible, the game did a very good job at making you really hate her. Why would anyone do, it's not even his jokes about it. It's literally that was an option. Seriously, this is a game that has no options for anything. And it's really cut down. And yet that's the option I missed that apparently is a thing. Why was that? Because it has sex. That's why. Because someone had a fetish, and that's definitely why they did it. It's always why that kind of stuff happens. Every time.
City is a place where corporations have run completely amok and are involved in every single level of government through lobbying, which isn't corruption because it has a different name, guys. In the world of cyberpunk, billionaires are free to coup as many Bolivian governments as they please.
That lithium isn't going to mine itself.
Exploit convict.
Can we go back to it being incorrect rather than just uncomfortably accurate? Thanks.
slave labor to make hand soap, make Taiwanese labor laws worse, engage in literal wars, and also mind control the mayor. That's a quest. All hospitals and ambulances are privatized, and you can pay for the deluxe package to arm your paramedics.
Honestly, I thought he was just like some kind of dumb figurehead.
And goddammit, you're gonna fucking get there. Ultimately, the lore and setting of Cyberpunk 2077 is the best aspect of the game by far. You can tell just by looking at every single crevice of the city that a poor Polish femboy slave spent hours.
Fuck me. Okay, the lore setting,
you can tell
cool.
Just by looking at every single.
But dear God, what was that? Thank you, Ladybug Shop. Oh yeah, it's just meme after meme. Thank you very much, Peter and Paul. You're great friends. Piotr and Paulette. Frog Shop, I love it. And of course, the lolly is the one with all the beer. So basically, high school. You shall never be forgotten, Froggy Shop. Why is this a thing? Why are these actual memes? Did he just create these? Or, you know what? It's not even what he's saying. It's literally the things he pulls out. I'm just sitting here going, why? Why is this a thing? Not even that he's using it, just what? Was this someone's actual idea of an ad campaign to make memes? I hate it because I could see this working. Unironically, if a brand had a department that was dumb memes using their properties and nothing else, just put it on Twitter, showed it up on like 4chan or some other video game sharing site, whatever the young hip kids do, the Micmocs or whatever that site is. It would be nothing but that, and I could see it working. Why is that actually a good idea? POV, you're a frog shop cashier and an average Polish male comes to buy some beer. I have no idea what the joke is in that one. You have my gratitude, Daisy Shop. What is this? Why are there I don't get this. This is literally hurting my head.
Femboy slaves.
We're just going to move on. We're just moving on. Why is that a thing?
Hands bled. The game really sells you on the feeling of being in a crack den and buying Xanax wrapped in a cassette tape and stapled onto a guy's face. Even the most basic side quest areas make Dark Souls 2 look like it's designed by ants. When someone tells me this game took 8 years to develop, this is why I believe them. The game runs especially well if you have a computer designed to fight God and nothing else. But as controversial as this game...
Yeah, and that's the thing. I played it on PS4. I'd say, from what I've heard, it's better on PS5. I wouldn't know because PS5 is a myth. No one actually has it. That's a lie.
Performance is. Yeah. It can be universally agreed that the music fucking slaps. This game is jam-packed with the most goddamn amazing copyright-free music I have ever seen. All of it sounds like the realest thing, as if it is the music of the exist in the Fiber Skunk world. You got the classic metal, rock, reggae, and Grimes. Grimes is in this fucking game. This is the closest I will ever get to reaching Elon and telling him to stop killing people for lithium. I can only imagine a dude in CDPR HQ talking to a suit like, "Sir, it is imperative to the success of the game that you..."
How to... What? How to pull... Oh. And they have vodka everywhere. Why is just a random Squidward head? There's levels of memes in this, and I don't even have the slightest clue. Unless that's just regular water? That's disturbing.
The game that you allow me to create dank reggae music. But now that you're aware
of
the
world
of Cyberpunk 2077, it's time to get into the combat.
Yeah, honestly, the music was batshit crazy. I would even buy a flat-out CD just of that.
When you first play the gameplay mechanics won't seem that complex, and every enemy is kind of a bullet sponge. This will persist until you unlock the gigantic mantis blades that protrude from your arms and fly 50 feet forward into most enemies like a xenomorph.
Am I the only person who got those and for some reason couldn't hit shit? I kept running into enemies like, I am immune to melee. Good to know! Although it could have been the game was crashing and they just broke the model. And I mean, I can't even say that wasn't the case.
This is the only goddamn RPG besides Skyrim where melee isn't just viable, it's fucking optimal. I didn't even try to hack or do stealth after I figured this out. Ultimately, the game is afraid to let you break it in terms of damage numbers and lets you experiment with maybe 2 or 3 different main specializations on top of the basic shooter gameplay. If you stick to a basic rifle and try to do something like aim at enemies like a fucking idiot, you're gonna have a bad time. So what I recommend is stacking crit damage over several orders of magnitude with a revolver and insta-killing every single enemy you see. Any shooter that encourages you to be mobile in a fight is more fun than sitting in a corner and plinking, and Cyberpunk gives a lot of incentives to move. Cyberpunk is also a game where you not only modify skills in a tree, but metal in a body, such as passive bonuses that I don't care about, and the goddamn gorilla arms, do I need to say more? You can return to monkey, although when it comes to all these different weapons and specializations, it seems that there isn't much variety in how you specialize. Whatever happened to Skyrim giving an entire skill tree dedicated to just being a werewolf? Tech pistol, smart pistol, stupid pistols?
Yeah, I actually made the mistake of specializing into everything but the melee aspect, which in hindsight is probably why it did nothing for me. And yeah, tech pistols. There's a lot of things about them that are cool, like their design. And then there's things that are not, like them doing anything. Yeah, I'm the kind of guy who would stealth through the entirety of Skyrim after reaching God tier levels, so nothing can actually hurt me. I'd be like, yeah, one shot, I can kill everything. I'm still going to stealth everywhere. Yeah, so I played Cyberpunk like that. It was a mistake.
Burst fire have bonuses for all of them or none of them. The combat is fun, but there isn't that much to it, which is why it reminds me of Borderlands. There's also the driving gameplay, and it feels like ice skating on a pool of frozen lubricant and dozens of ropes are in the way. Cars have the stopping distance of several fucking city blocks and want to drift for literally every turn. It is faster in this game to delete your save file and create a new one if you want to travel back to your fucking house. This is because Night City ran out of rubber in the year 2040 and have some.
I would like to say again, please go back to being incorrect rather than making a very valid point that is literally causing pain. I mean, dear God, this was... I mentioned 3 blocks. That's how far I could get. One time, I went 10 blocks and then the entire PS4 shut down. Usually it was just the game that crashed and I had to restart it. No, this time it was the entire freaking... Maybe I only got 10 blocks because I kept crashing, so it was going slow enough it could load to keep up. But just... I wish he would have skipped this part because it's just too damn accurate.
Subsequently been making tires out of the increasingly rotted corpse of the Michelin Man.
An open world.
When it comes to the open world or dynamic gameplay, I'm really glad that it didn't take the GTA 5 route where you play tennis once and then get fucking bored.
Mr. Boss for the win here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a full-length tennis match.
Instead, the game saturates itself with small, numerous side quests where 90% of the time you're paid to go somewhere, kill everyone, and then leave with no nuance. The side quests are the dynamic gameplay. This isn't a game where you go hunting. My biggest issue with the entire game thus far is that the side quests are either William Shakespeare fucking masterpieces, or they have micro-stories that are summarized in 2 sentences. Let's walk through a side quest. You go to drive a weird guy somewhere.
Wait. One? Is that a grenade for a nose? Okay, I never got to him. 2, they had good side quests. How come I just kept... I literally must have picked all the shit ones. Oh, dear... This is a very painful video.
Where he gets out of the car, goes to the store. Oh no, he actually robbed the store. Then you kill everyone. Congrats, the quest is over. No further development. Fuck you. I would train 8 of these fucking quests to get a decent one. It's like you're playing a weird mixture between Fallout New Vegas and a Ubisoft game. The Witcher 3 had something similar, but in The Witcher 3, I was actually surprised sometimes. Let's look at the better half of this. There are side quests that are fucking 8 missions long. You learn the entire backstory for an ensemble of enterprising actors and then crucify them on live television. I can't stress enough how actually godlike the writing for these quests are.
Those were side quests? I've seen clips of those. I thought that was part of the main story. I just never got to. Those were fucking side quests? Did they just have a bunch of really good quests they thought were going to be the main story, and then they changed it out, made them side quests, and had to fish it out? Yeah, sure, whatever. They're going to just fish all of that, because by the time they're done, it's just going to be side of the road, rotting, and no one knows what the hell it was originally. Just going to call it fish and hope no one tries to eat it because they're going to get dysentery.
When the developers decide to write words, an impressive cop.
Seriously?
There is a side quest in this game involving a meticulous search with a skilled detective to track down and locate a serial killer using only your wits. An underground battle for control of a strip club from the clutches of organized crime. And a complex family feud in a biker gang. Or I can play the same murder spree in a single room 16 fucking times. This game is like reading 6 dirty copies of War and Peace, and then every 20 pages you have to stare at cardboard. Imagine for a moment that you're a Militech guard in the beautiful Night City. You see this weird guy running down the street wearing 14 different colors like a goddamn clown. When suddenly his arms open up like a fucking alien to reveal 2 gigantic sword-like appendages, and he leaps directly into you from 15 feet away. Your buddy goes to shoot him, but instead of fighting back, the fucker disassembles an entire rifle in front of him. And once he's done killing everyone, he sits perfectly still for 24 hours straight. That is the true open world experience.
You could do that? I didn't know you could do that. I didn't even know you... I'm just annoying myself for that one.
Do you remember playing Fallout New Vegas and having so many interesting little elements to the quests and their effect on the world that you never had to find the fun? Well, most of Crying Trunk's quests had me going, oh yeah, this is a video game. I never felt like these quests improved my relationship with Freeside or helped the NCR. They were just there to waste my time. In fact, let's stop comparing things to Fallout New Vegas forever, since it's the perfect game. Don't let Todd hear about this conversation. That aside...
Also, I'm going to say something that's probably sacrilege online. I didn't like Fallout New Vegas, but mostly because the copy I had was fucked up. It had a bug where it didn't freeze up. It just slowed down the loading speed to 1 frame every 30 seconds. And I must have been very tired or sleep deprived, probably both. One is bad, the other's worse. Because I never thought, hey, maybe I should restart it. I just kept playing, going 1 frame every 30 seconds until I got to the end of the road and it loaded at normal speed so I could save. It's like, no, now I'm stuck here because I saved on my own file. It's like, and I'm in a room with one door, so I have to go out the bad way. And if I get outside, I'm not going to be able to fast travel because there's no way it'll register the button presses. Why is this entire video giving me panic attacks about previous game glitches? I just want to say fucking Bethesda, but this isn't a Bethesda game.
There are a good 30 to 40 hours of meaningful content in this game. You don't have to do all the gigs unless you're reviewing the game.
Is there a way to mod?
Just have to. Night City also suffers from an issue where all the police are in a state of quantum superposition where they are both far away and nearby at all times. Meaning, if a citizen were to commit a crime, the cops would simply quantum tunnel directly outside their cone of vision. This is because the aforementioned Michelin droughts of 2040 caused the police to give up driving entirely. There is no driving AI in the game. Nobody can drive, not even you. This is why the cops
especially not you,
because they can't actually drive to the scene of crime, so the game pretends you don't notice, but you fucking notice. It just makes the world feel kind of dumb and not that reactive. It's not fun to commit crimes in Night
honestly,
City. There aren't enough dynamic mechanics to make the world feel alive, which is fine, but the picosecond quests aren't filling the fucking gap, which is a shame because the world design almost does. I'm not going to forget about Little Japan's shitty alleyways filled with hollow prostitutes, Watson's red glow at night, the Badlands rotting windmills, or how in Pacifica they want me dead for killing that innocent girl in 2004.
Wait, what?
So when you're done with your first 40 hours of epic adventures, daring escapes, and thrilling car chases, the game doesn't seem to have enough to keep me playing. But let's rewind for a moment to talk about what makes those first 40 hours satisfying and fun.
Oh, we're getting to the story. This is the part I know a little and not a lot. It has a really cool story that seems to be completely disconnected from the game. And honestly, I generally think it'd be better if you were just playing as Johnny and just did it that way, less open world. It would have been fun. Never got to that? Never got to... Oh, that's cool. I did not know you were in space.
Spoilers for the rest of the video. I've saved this part for last in case you're a child or seeing this 10 years from now after Mecha-G's world takeover.
Just in time for them to finally finish upgrading it and put out a sequel that's even more broken than the first one. And by upgrading, I mean fixing. Except I don't want to use the word fixing because that would imply that it works, and we're not going to go that far.
In which case, like The Witcher 3, the main quest is actually not written by guerrillas. In the years following Skyrim's release, Polish scientists were able to extract and locate the hidden element known as being fucking subtle, and are mostly able to apply it to the world of Cyberpunk 2077. The game is willing to stop and give you quiet moments with the characters, as if they're written to be like people, and not the apes that live near Ubisoft.
Were quiet moments. How? Oh god, I must have literally got off everywhere but to the good parts. Seriously? This actually bugs me.
Montreal. Speaking of characters, the main quest is primarily comprised of V, the world's last schizophrenic, and Keanu Reeves, who plays as himself. And even then, he's improperly cast.
Are you still rolling?
It's hard to see Keanu as a super badass through his overacting voice, but that...
Wait, what the fuck was that? I'm sorry, was that a...
And Keanu Reeves, who plays as himself. And even then, he's improperly cast.
Are you still rolling?
It's hard to see Keanu as a super badass.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought there was just something animated. I was like, no, wait, that's real life. There's just someone in a Miku costume out there pounding on the... Why? Please tell me it's just photoshopped in and then blurred to match the... I don't know. We're just moving on. Why is this a thing? Why does this exist? I don't know.
His overacting voice, but that's okay because the game does everything else in its power to make sure that you think he is badass, and it works. The sections where you play as Johnny are straight up power fantasies where you use Keanu's dashing looks.
I still died playing as
female orgasm. The story of Fiber Junk is one where the true and shadow Keanu begin in opposition, but through a slow web of corporate entanglement, gang warfare, and strip club participation, learn to love one another and grow as people. Except only Johnny grows as a person. This is for the best because V can look like Peter Griffin, and goddammit, I want to roleplay as Peter fucking Griffin. The game also introduces villains that I love and can understand their fuck mentality. For most villains, like Placide, you don't even think of them as villains, just people acting in their own interests, like Stalin. Cyberpunk is able to effectively frame its struggles as a story of survival, of personal interest against what is truly right, which is why I can sympathize with Johnny for causing 9/11. And though I don't agree, I can totally understand Saburo's decision to melt those orphans into useful paper. That got me motivated to stop him. The mentality of these
I'm sorry, what? He did he just his decision to what?
Dan Saburo's decision to melt those orphans into useful paper.
I know enough about the game to realize that's probably not even the most fucked up thing that would happen. So I want to tell myself, nah, he's making a joke. Tell me he's making a joke. Tell me that it doesn't involve orphan murder, because sure, why not? Just a giant pile of what the fuck, man. You shall never have to forgive me for anything again. Oh, he probably died. So at least there's that.
That got me motivated to stop him. The mentality of these people uniquely corresponds to the wider world, one where human life means nothing, and everyone is out for themselves, just like America. What I didn't appreciate is that through the game, the main quest gives you a false sense of urgency when there is none. Peter Griffin repeatedly suffers from schizophrenic episodes that cause his eyeballs to enter screensaver mode. Every single character in existence urges you to finish the story and save your life as fast as possible, but it will never matter until the plot decides that it matters. If you do all of the side...
Wait, what? I didn't realize it didn't matter at all. I thought as soon as you did certain quests, it would force it to go forward. I didn't realize it was literally only certain quests and very specific ones. Probably main story. I thought there actually was some urgency still. Okay, this is just more of a me issue because I didn't realize something in hindsight, as of course it's a stupid video game. I'm actually gonna give them credit because they made you believe you had a sense of urgency if you didn't look into it, or you're a dumbass like me. Yep, I'm owning up to that one, or owning down to it. Take your pick.
Quests. V is the equivalent of a sickly paper bag carrying a shotgun with 50 hydraulic toasters attached, and one of those
sounds about
toasters
right.
used to be a rock star before a geriatric Japanese man ate his soul. The game insists that you're weak and dying, when in reality you've killed thousands of people out the fucking hospital window, and it's jarring. Lastly, people are mad online that you can't continue after the main quest because they are wombats. And if you fuckers somehow convince CDPR to patch in a post-game, I will eat a cricket on camera. Is this game worth your money? Probably. Unless you have a PS4, in which case you've already been sent to the black pit of shale from which you will never return. I'd like to thank...
Yeah, no, he's right about that one. That is, yeah. It comes with a free upgrade to PS5, which is fun because there's no such thing. Why does this hurt me? It's literally just a giant pile of it. Take your heart, just squish it a little. Not enough to kill you, just enough to know you know that someone could do it. Put it back and genuinely just sew it up so no one sees a scar. And then just like, hey, feel that? Yeah, that was me. Fuck you too. Why?
Thank the monetary contributions of the oil barons and media conglomerates that fund my channel and keep it operational. If you would like to contribute your blood diamond money harvested from the recesses of African child labor, you can head to my Patreon to learn more. Thank you all for watching, and of course, death to Arasaka, paid for by Miltech.
Is it normal to get through one of Max0r's videos, finish it, enjoy it, have a lot to say, and then just feel like you need a nap? Like, watching all of this, and you're the one who's emotionally just... bleh. It's just so goddamn fast. It's like, you know what? Let's take Philip DeFranco's voice and give him extra caffeine. Oh my God. I mean, I'm impressed. It's all good. I love this. I love the editing style. I love the speed and the urgency that he delivers the message, and that it's funny and innovative, and he's making a lot of good points when I really wish he really wasn't making good points, because it's kind of accurate and I hate it. Mostly in this case because it's rubbing in the fact that these were issues that I should deal with. And God damn. Someone said I would really love this, but also this is torture for me. And yes, they are right. This is torture I love. Sure, let's go with it. I thought it'd be fun to check out Cyberpunk because I played this game, and then I was like, oh yeah, it had issues. Yeah. So I'm just going to say, for everyone who recommended me this guy, thanks. I love looking at his style of commentary, but also, are the other ones going to be this painful? Like just pointing out things like, hey, you remember that thing that's not going to hurt you until you remember it? I'm going to say that over and over again, but in a bunch of different ways you didn't think of until I said it. Now suffer. Because that's what it feels like. But it's also so good. Why do I like this? Because it's well done, that's why. Still, just, goddamn. I'm going to do more. I will probably also have a nervous breakdown during one of these videos because there's just so many things and flashing lights. And this one still seems more cut down than when we did Genshin because that had even more random inserts. And if we get to one that's just nothing but constant crazy all over the place, I'm going to be like a super obsessive, compulsive, 100% game player trying to find every little reference. I know I'm going to miss it. And it will actually literally cause me pain. But I'll do it anyways because it's kind of fun as hell. Just, if there's anything I missed, let me know. And if maybe you know a good way to fix this on PS4, let me know. But I really doubt anyone does because fuck that. Yeah. Maybe in a decade when PS5 is actually available. We'll see if it works better that way. Things that are obviously lies. All the same. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't know which one of the videos he's doing next that I'll do, but we'll see. He got a really large selection, and I'm honestly leaning towards Revengeance, but there's also Devil May Cry. Just so many cool things he's touched. So yeah. I realized what I just said. I'm just going to not comment on it because I realized what I said, and I should not have said that. Oh, God, no. But yeah, link below, original video. Hit it up. Are you done? Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Adios.